All right, there we go. We are live. I was able to start this about 15 minutes early, so I'm going to wait a second or two to get people to see that the video is actually live. Welcome those that are already here. My name is Chris, and this is my channel, We Love Comics. And today, I got my 4 books back from PGX. I have a deal that I made with them. I tried to contact all 3 major companies, but PGX was the only one to respond, and I appreciate Daniel and all the hard workers over at PGX for doing this. I do not get paid by them, so there's no contracts. Like I say all the time with businesses, I go by honor of mouth and word. To me, that's more important. So signing contracts means you're obligated to things, and that's not how I want to run my channel. I want it to be where I am free to say or do whatever I want. So this way people know if they watch my videos, I'm giving my honest assessment and not just saying what people want to hear or what I'm told to say. One of the things I make sure I do is disclose that I do get the 4 graded comics for free for advertising for them, but I also make sure I give something back for you guys. So if you send 10 or more books to PGX, if you want to use them, obviously that's up to you. If you use the code We Love Comics Free Press, you will get one of the comics pressed for free. It is a one-time offer, I found out recently, but hey, you know what? It's about a $20 value, and any little bit you can save is always a good thing. There are new labels, so I'm very excited to see. It's just minor changes that they did to make it look a little bit more attractive. And also, these are the first batch that you guys voted for. So 2 of the 4 you voted to see that you wanted to have graded. So these are the ones that you guys picked. And speaking of which, if you want to vote for the next 4 that are coming out, let me put on how to do it. We already have about over 150 people that have already voted. And that's almost half of the entire last month. So people are participating, and I really do appreciate that. So if you go to my main page and you see my banner picture, you'll see things like if you want to join the cashback program, where if you spend $20 or more within the first 90 days after clicking the link and signing up, you get a $20 cashback bonus. This right here is if you're interested in any of my mystery comics, check that out. Somebody got my West Coast Avengers first appearance of the White Vision, so somebody check that out if you haven't revisited the books that I've sent. This is if you want to join my Patreon. This is my Facebook page. But if you go right here, you'll see home video playlist. If you go to community and scroll down, you will see right now 157 people have voted. It's pretty close. The 3 of the 5 will be picked. So anything can change because these votings go until the last week of the end of the month. So participate in that if you would like to. 6 people have already liked this video, so thank you for that. Let me put on the video camera, and it looks like Jerry P has thumbed out already, and then he corrected it to thumbs up. So welcome, Jerry, one of my moderators, Michael, Nitro, Daniel, good to see you all. Hope you are all doing well. And I don't know the grades. You don't know the grades, but we're going to find out together right now. I will tell you any significance in the books. As you can see, it's not open yet. I will tell you the price that I paid for them, and of course I always include shipping because that is a factor. If you spend $90 on a book and it costs you $10 to ship it, well, you just spent $100 on that book. So especially if you ever want to run your own business, you really have to learn the difference between net and gross. Alright, so as usual, they pack these extremely well. They put 1 bit of thick bubble wrap, then they put a layer of the thinner bubble wrap, and then they wrap all the comics in cellophane, a blue cellophane. And I like that they do that because that prevents the books from bouncing around during delivery, because we all know how the postal services these days, how they deal with packages that are not of their own. And it's not just the U.S. Postal Service, it's pretty much all of them at this point. Alright, so I can already see a difference. I open it so the back is exposed. So I already see a difference in the back of the label. So I will show that after I show the first grade. So I'm liking what they have so far, because it was my idea to put the Graders Notes. And by the way, if you use the code We Love Comics Graders Notes, for $5 a piece, you can have your Graders Notes added to the back of the slabs. Obviously, that's not for everybody, but that is a choice. I like having the Graders Notes on the back because it makes, you know, them more accountable for what the grades are. All right, so of course they come with the separate covers. All right, so I want to try, I'm not going to look at them. I want to try and do, okay, so the back ones you could tell are the Star Wars ones. I picked 2 of the 4. All right, so let me get my piece of paper out. All right, and don't forget to join the live chat even if you are not a subscriber, because I pick people in the live chat to do the surprise subscriber shout out. All right, so I have 2 of these. Now, if you saw the video I did the other day, it was a video of I was going through some of my, well, actually all of my comic book boxes. It took me a couple of days to do it. And I found a bunch of books I didn't realize I had. Now, I did this one about 2 months ago. Didn't go through all of the boxes because I was looking for a specific comic. And I found a couple of these. I have 2 of these and a bunch of the others. This is Kanan #1, but this is the variant. I bought these when they first came out. I paid $12 a piece because obviously with the variants, they don't charge, you know, the cover price for them. But I bought these. Totally forgot I have them. I think 9.8s are between $700 and $900, but it's pretty expensive considering I only paid $12. So these could come back a 0.5 and I would definitely make out, but obviously that's not going to be the case. These were in really good condition. I made sure I got them pressed and dry cleaned. I always tell people, if you have the funds to do it, if you're going to grade your books, no matter what company you use, get them pressed and dry cleaned, because a difference sometimes between a 9.6 and a 9.8 can be double the amount. So there is a huge difference. And most companies charge anywhere from $18 to up to $35 and more. It depends on the value of the book. PGX goes basically on 2 different tiers and that's it. So their pricing is a little bit easier and a lot more economical. So, you know, CGC is going to be the best company as far as selling for most of the time, but PGX is also good. It depends on why you're getting your books graded, so go based on your own experience. All right, so like I said, I paid $12 each for these. I have 2 of them in here. I always put a 9.4 to a 9.8 because you never know with a newer book. But let's find out the first book. What did we get? Good way to start out. 9.8. Now let's see the label. What they did was, and they wrote down that it's a Plunkett variant. So I think, I don't know if that's new or not, but they put that right here. Let me kind of adjust the light a little bit. They made the graded numbers bigger and brighter, or darker actually. So it's a lot easier to see and there's a lot more room. I really like that. They put, and I told them about this, the sticker they put on the back. And what they did was they changed the back so you can see it used to be the PGX.com was in the center. So if you got the Graders Notes on here, it would kind of look a little funny. But they originally weren't going to do that. The only reason they did it is I actually talked to Daniel Patterson, and he's one of the few people of any company that actually listens to people. I mean, don't you wish businesses would do that these days? You know, Coca-Cola and Mr. Potato Head, for example. But they listened to me. And they finally got the new labels in. So now, when there are Graders Notes, you will actually see them centered, and it's a lot nicer. So, also, they got new cases. So these, they feel about the same sturdy-wise. I don't see any difference. But it definitely, you can tell in the ink, it's definitely a lot easier to see. So, you let me know what you think about these. I didn't have a problem with them before. Now they're even better. So, a lot more room in here. So, 9.8 for the first start. Very nice. I bought, like I said, I bought these brand new. They were in bag and boards when I bought them. And then I just put them away because I wasn't a huge Star Wars fan. So, newer books have a very high chance of being a 9.8. All right, so we have the second one. Obviously, it's the same thing. I paid $12 each, and again, I said between 9.4 to 9.8. I didn't see any problems with it, but I always write that. So unless, like, for example, somebody on eBay sells a book and says it's a 9.8, that's the only time I usually change it. So let's see what number 2 got. All right, 2 for 2. So as you can see, there's no grader's notes because in the 9.8, it's pretty much perfect at that point, so there's not really anything. I mean, you don't even see the little, sometimes you'll see those white tips. There's a tiny little bit there, but you can have both of those with those little white tips, and they'll still come out at 9.8. So this book looks beautiful. Very happy with those. Definitely, if I sell those, it's going to make some money. All right, so let's get to the next. These are the 2 that you voted for. And like I said, don't forget to vote for this month's batch. Over almost 160 people voted. Now, this is a book I've been telling people to get for years. I was buying these books for an average of about $27 a piece. I probably have about 6 or 7 copies. 2 of them I sent years ago to CGC. See how excited I get about this. And they both came back 9.8s. So the ones I had were all pretty much high grade. I paid a grand total of $28 for this book. So this is, of course, Edge of Spider-Verse 2. This is the first print you could see because it has the white bottom. Sorry if anybody considers that racist, but it's what the color is. And until they change it, I have to say it. So if you get offended, that's on you. And I'm trying to make a joke, obviously. People are way too serious these days. And as usual, I gave it the 9.4 to 9.8 with white pages, because obviously you're not going to get cream pages on a newer book. So survey says 9.6. I'm very happy with that. The past couple, I think I've been getting 9.6s every time. So for the people who say, oh, because I deal with PGX, they're going to always give me the best grade. So far, every book, as far as the Edge of Spider-Verse 2s I've sent to them, I think maybe 1 got a 9.8 and the rest got 9.6s. So I'm very happy with that. I'm not one of those people that's going to jump off a cliff because I didn't get the 9.8. So they do have the grader's notes right there. So as you can see, there's no words blocking it. I would have suggested, honestly, one thing they should have done is center that. They should have put it in the middle. But that's minor stuff, but that's my own personal critique. And as you can see, I have the right to be able to say what my opinion is, even if it's not favorable. So it is better, but they should have centered that. All right, so let's see what they wrote. They wrote several stress lines along spine at bottom back cover. I don't even see them, so it must be something minor. Oh, okay. In the light, you can see it. So that's minor. But, I mean, you literally have to put it in the light on an angle just to see it. So that definitely warrants a 9.6. So I'm still very happy considering I paid $28 for that book. I am not going to complain with a 9.6. All right, last but not least, and before you leave, please make sure you hit the like button. It helps support my channel to get more people to view it. So if anybody out there is kind enough to do so while you're watching, whether it's live or later on, it is always appreciated, and I thank you. As of now, 17 people have hit the like button. Make sure you check the description of this video, because not only do I have the PGX codes, discount codes for you guys, I have many other discount codes that I don't even mention, so check them out. There might be something there that you were interested in, and hey, you know, you save $1, it's in your pocket instead of somebody else's. All right, so the number 1 comic that you guys voted for, it's another book I was telling people for years to get. This, of course, is Marvel Spotlight number 5, first appearance of Johnny Blaze, a.k.a. Ghost Rider. There have definitely been rumors that Ghost Rider will be coming back. What version, whether it's Johnny Blaze or one of the newer versions, remains to be seen, but still a popular book nonetheless. I have a couple of these. I actually had to sell. I had a 7.0 that I had to sell to get my house, but you know, sometimes you got to sell good things to make some money. I can't sell dollar comics and buy a house, not unless I had, like, you know, 500,000 books. But I paid $208.29 for this book. Of course, like I said, I always get them pressed and dry cleaned. I said about a 6.0 to a 7.0. Nothing major wrong with this book, but it definitely is not a 9.0 or anything like that. So, let's see what we got. Last one is a 6.5. So there you go, right in the middle. I'm actually pretty good at mid and lower grades. I'm actually really good. And 9.8s are sometimes easy, but as you can see, I got a 9.6. But the pressing absolutely helped this book. And yes, I definitely like how they added the thicker, darker color to the grade. So 6.5, very happy with that. Grader's notes says multiple stress lines along spine. Of course, that's going to happen. Light 1.75 inch corner crease on front cover. Minor cover wear and edge wear. So definitely a book. As you can see, there's maybe 3 or 4 tiny little spine ticks. I don't know if you could see them. The back looks absolutely beautiful. The pressing did a great job. So I was pretty much spot on with the grades. What did I say for this as page-wise? I said off-white to white, off-white to white. So I actually got that right. And again, the grader's notes should have been centered a little bit. I mean, that to me is a pet peeve. You know, it's not like any of the label is blocking it or anything. But they definitely made it look nicer. They didn't just put it all across the side. So they kind of made it look a lot more professional. So just a minor thing like that. But overall, I don't have any issues with these cases at all. They look pretty good. Definitely makes them clearer to read. Books came back in pretty much the grades I thought they were. And overall, I'm, as usual, happy. And that's what life should be all about. Having a good time, being happy, even when situations are not always their best. Because trust me, if I talk about all the things I've had to endure in my life, it would take a very long video to do, and you guys know I already rant long enough as it is. So we're going to pick today's surprise subscriber shoutouts. Go vote for the books that you would like to see in the next batch. I just sent the previous batch. They haven't even gotten them yet. I think they'll get them on Wednesday. So it'll be about another month and a half before I get those back. But I've been doing this every month for over 3 years at this point. 4 books each month for 3.5 years. I think there were maybe 2 books I questioned. Most of the rest were pretty much spot on to what I thought the grades would be. So overall, I'm very happy with them. Whether you are or not, that's up to you. I do this live, so no video editing happens. I don't do selective things and maybe switch books out when you shut off the camera. I want it live so you guys can make your own opinion of what you see. And then that's the best way to evaluate a company, is by seeing what's going on, not just hearing people who may have a bias towards one company or another, just, you know, rattling off something that doesn't help you. So I have a video on my tips and advice playlist that gives my honest opinion of all 3 major companies, CGC, CBCS, and PGX. There are others, but they're not considered major companies. But use who you love, use who maybe might be close to you, depending on your location, and make sure it fits into what you need. Like I've told people, I've saved a lot of money buying CGC books that somebody sent in that were already signed and came back green qualified labels, because CGC does not do signature verification. They only do signature witness. So I actually paid for one of them more than half of what the value of the book is. So CGC may get you the most money most of the time, but not all the time. So don't believe the ones that are just the rah-rahs. Go with your own research. So that is my story, and I'm sticking to it. We are going to pick today's surprise subscriber shoutouts. You do have to be in the live chat to be able to get one. So we're going to go with PDCG313. You are the first of the 2 surprise subscriber shoutouts. And Timothy Metters, you are going to be our second. And you know what? There's another Timothy right below him. So we're going to also pick Timothy Whitfield. So we're going to do 3 today. So Timothy Metter says, I want Chris's thoughts on X-Force 1 collection issues. Still wrapped with Deadpool cards. Deadpool card in it, sent to be slabbed. Interesting scenario. There are so many of those. Actually, I think keeping them in the bag and board might eventually end up making them more valuable over time. But there's so many of them, that book is, in my opinion, never going to reach the $1,000 mark. I mean, obviously, if you get a 9.9 or something, that's a different story. But, I mean, there's so many of them out there. I mean, I have about 4 of them that I bought the day they came out. All have the Deadpool card in them. So, I'm not sure when they grade it if they actually put the card in with it. So, I mean, if you slab it because you love it, then it doesn't matter. But if you're thinking that that book is going to help you retire, you're probably not going to live long enough to have that happen. I mean, if you had that book for 800 years, there would be a good chance you could retire off that book. So I would suggest eating a lot healthier, staying away from things like Coca-Cola, Pepsi, sodas, and maybe you'll have the chance to have that happen. But hey, if you bought a book for $10 and you sell it for $100, you make a profit. So it depends on what you're doing, what you can afford, and trust your instincts. That's one of the best pieces of advice I can give. So thank you very much to the 31 people that hit the like button. That is awesome. I really appreciate that. Hopefully you will vote. Hopefully you will give our shout-outs a shout-out. Now, if you were one of the 3 people that were picked today, one of the benefits of being the surprise subscriber shout-out is if you have a YouTube channel and make videos, you could post a link either to one of your videos or to your channel, and hopefully you'll get some subscribers out of it. If you don't have a YouTube channel and you want to promote your social network, like if you have Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all the others, you could post a link to one of those instead. Or if you have, like, for example, if you sell anything on eBay or sell things on Amazon and you want to promote one of your auctions, you can post a link to that as well. Just keep in mind that when you hit enter in the comment section with the links, it will not show up because I do have to verify it. It will automatically go to spam. The reason I do that is I get people that are those bots with the porn sites, and I see them put it on other people's channels all the time. And I am much smarter than them, so it has to be approved. This way, nobody will ever click on a link that goes to something inappropriate. Because I know when it comes to comic books, you know, not only adults watch, but there's kids that watch too. And I don't want them to click on something that's inappropriate. I mean, the internet is easy enough as it is to find that stuff, unfortunately. So, that's my story and sticking to it. Give our shout-outs a shout-out. Don't forget to go to the video once it's uploaded. Leave a comment. Let me know what you think about the books. Tell me if you are one of the people who did vote, and if you voted for the next 4 books that will be sent out. And thank you very much for watching. Shout out to PGX. All of the information is in the description. Go check them out. Give them a chance. Give them a try. And don't forget to use the discount codes so you can get that free shipping. Free pressing if you send 10 books in or more. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And do not forget, it is not you. It is not I. It is We Love Comics. You all have a wonderful day, everybody. I will see you next video. Oh, and since somebody said something really nice, a YouTuber called Brother Free said, really love the positive vibes from this guy, great channel. You are going to be the 4th surprise subscriber shout out. So thank you for that. I really appreciate that. And I do try and make things as positive as possible because in the crazy world we live in these days, anything positive is unfortunately rare, but definitely appreciated. So thank you for your kind words. And you also can do the things for the surprise subscriber shout out.